Keep on Cookin' is brought to you by Cranston's Wines and More.
Hey everybody, welcome to Keep on Cookin', and today we're making the official summer dish of New England, and that is, yep, you guessed it, the lobster roll. There's no question this classic rules the season. The only real question is mayo or butter. Today we're using my personal favorite, and that's butter, so let's get started. While the main attraction might be the lobster, we've got to get going with some melted butter. So I've got some whole salted butter here, and I'm just gonna go into the pan and let that get going. So simple but critical step, you don't want to let the butter burn. Otherwise it's going to add a little nuttiness to it, which we really don't want on this dish. You want to pay attention. That way it just melts and stays nice and milky and buttery. So that is nice and melted, and again, not brown. Let's go in with some shallots, because we've got to lightly cook those. And now we'll go in with some chopped celery. Now these are the only two things that are going to be cooked here, because the lobster is totally pre-cooked. We want to put that in at the last minute so it doesn't get chewy and overcooked. So we'll just let this go, slow simmer, 2-3 minutes. And now we're going to go in with our beautifully cooked lobster. And look at that, come on, that's not even fair. I love to keep the lobster in very large chunks. That's going to prevent it from getting too dry in the butter. Now we're just going to mix this up and baste all of that delicious, tender, large chunks pieces of fresh Rhode Island lobster. If you called it a day right there, that's it, you're good, you're done. If you did nothing but lobster and butter, that's it, you're good, you're done. But of course, this is Keep on Cooking, so we gotta add a few little things. I'm gonna start by putting in some fresh squeezed lemon. That is gonna brighten this butter up, add some fabulous acidity, and a must-have, in my opinion, with lobster rolls. And now we're gonna put in some fresh herbs. I love fresh herbs. They wake food up in such special ways, especially when you're using these two. I'm gonna start with some tarragon, and then I'm gonna put in some fresh chopped chive, which are two fabulous flavors of the summer. And last but certainly not least, we're gonna go in with some Old Bay. Old Bay is something I love to cook with. It's a lot of spices in one, but predominantly it's celery salt and salt itself. So notice I didn't add any actual salt to the dish. The Old Bay is gonna take care of that, and so will the natural salt from the lobster. Now it's time for the final stir. Let's put all of that together, and this lobster has soaked in the flavors of the Old Bay, of the butter, of the lemon, of the herbs, of the lobster itself, and it is just oozing with summer aroma. All right, so that's lobster, but it's not a lobster roll without this. This is a griddled brioche bun that I put a little bit of bib lettuce in, and I am just going to load the heck out of these things. Overflowing with buttery, herby, lemony, Old Bay poached lobster, which is a lot to say, but a ton of fun to eat. And since we're not counting the calories today, how about a little bit more butter just to finish it off? And that is our buttered New England lobster roll. Well, I hope you guys make that at home, because I'm taking this one to go. Thanks for joining me as always, and until we meet again, you keep on cooking.